Has 𝗏𝗃 Multimedia created one compressor to rule them all? Let's find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at 𝗏𝗃 Multimedia's compressor, which is very similar to a hardware output compressor that I've been dying to get my hands on. So let's see if this can actually recreate some of the sounds that the distressor can give. Now, before we start diving into any audio examples or really getting in under the hood of this particular plugin, it's notable to mention that we have just crossed 10,000 subscribers on the channel, and with that, we're going to have a huge 10,000 subscriber giveaway of over $2,000 worth of plugins and courses. Now, if you're interested in entering the giveaway, there will be a link in the upper right-hand portion of your screen now, as well as a link in the description of this video down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and start diving into this plugin and see what exactly it's capable of. Headphones? Check. Desktop? Check. All right, so I've got this plugin inserted on a couple of different instances within this particular project. This project is called 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗲. This is the most recent song that was released amongst the community here on the Home Studio Simplified channel. So if you've been following along for a while, you'll know that this song was birthed out of the Rocket Fuel mixing bundle. This is a in-depth training course that offers all of the courses that I have, as well as group Skype sessions that will allow you to take your music production skills to the next level. So this song was a collaborative effort between myself and members of that particular group. Now, although I work predominantly in the box and I don't own a lot of outboard gear except for what we're using right now, I have always wanted to get my hands on a distressor. However, with 𝗏𝗃 Multimedia's new compressor, I'm hoping to get close to, if not even the same results, or even better, with a very affordable price tag. One of the instruments that I've always wanted to use the original distressor on was on a bass guitar. I love the way that it saturates a bass guitar. So let's see if the compressor can actually recreate that in the box. As it stands now, this is the processing that I've got going on with the bass guitar. I've got it sidechained to the kick, as well as I have the analog valve driver found within 𝗏𝗃 and the 𝗚𝗏 found within 𝗏𝗃. So this is the sound that I'm getting from this bass guitar now. Okay, so that didn't sound too bad at all. It actually fit well within the mix. Obviously, it's already released. But let's go ahead and hear what this compressor can do now.
The darkness of this present hour is ever looming.
So as you can see, I'm able to do what I was trying to do with two plugins with only one plugin now. The compressor is actually adding that distortion that I'm getting from the valve driver, as well as that limiting from the 𝗚𝗏. However, I'm not even driving this really as a limiter. It's just a 10-to-1 ratio, which is pretty close. As you can see, I've got sort of a fast attack, fast release, and my output is set in accordance to sort of get the same volume level, very close to it. The thing that I love about the compressor, though, right out of the gate is the fact that it has this dry wet, which means you can actually treat that like a parallel compression. So if you go back and play this here, we'll kind of hear that in context. Pay close attention to this knob here. So this could be a great feature to actually automate in a mix, where you could actually drive the bass a little bit harder in some areas and then pull back if you wanted to by simply adjusting just the dry wet knob. Likewise, you'll notice that there's also a lot of really cool presets here, and one of them actually is called the sustainer, and one of them is called the 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝘄 bass. Let's go ahead and load the preset just to kind of see how that works for us. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and save this as a new preset for myself. I'll call this HSS bass. All right, let's load up the 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝘄 bass now and see kind of where that gets us. Okay, so immediately it's got a 6-to-1 ratio. Looks like it's pretty much the same processing. However, it's a much slower attack and a faster release. Let's check it. Ooh, that sounds really nice.
Darkness of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. our souls just to get a light and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me.
So I really love the fact that they have these distortion options, because that's the whole reason why I included the valve driver in the first place, was to get that grit, that distortion, to help add some of those harmonics to the bass, to help it poke through the mix without actually adding or increasing a lot of volume. Let's go ahead and solo this now so you can actually hear what the distortion is doing to the incoming audio. You can already hear the harmonics being added there. And then with the tone knob, I can actually adjust how much of that is being driven into the sound. Wow. It also has a high pass filter here, which is nice. And it has a sidechain feature over here. Likewise, you can set this to optical compression. And then you have sort of like an all-in mode. Yeah, so definitely right out of the gate, I'm already happy with how it sounds on this bass guitar. I'm going to switch back to the HSS bass.
It's finally time that I...
Okay, so let's hear it in another application. Let's check this out on, let's say, the parallel compression of the drums. So as it stands right now, the parallel compression that I have going on is just with the stock 𝗠cie compressor, which is doing a fine job in and of itself. If I was to solo the drum buses here, you can hear how that's working. So this is the parallel compression just by itself. As you can see, it's slamming it really hard like it's supposed to. As I start to blend that in, you hear that. Okay, put that back down where it was. Now let's hear what the compressor can do. See, I love the fact, yet again, I can add some distortion to this. I like that right there. That sounds nice. And it seems like to me, this one's just, because it's doing more than just the compressing part of this, it's actually adding a lot of beef to that low end. Let me blend this now. Blend this in, and let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so I'm going to turn it all the way down, and then we'll blend it in as it's playing. Wow. Adds a lot of beef to that low end. Okay, this is the 𝗠cie compressor. Okay, and then this is the T-RackS Comprexxor. Nice. Nice, very nice. So far, it's done great on the bass guitar, in my opinion. It's done excellent on some parallel compression on the drums. Let's see what this can do for the vocals. All right, so typically speaking, on a lead vocal, I'll almost always include some form of a limiter, whether it's the 𝗚𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐴 or something as transparent as that, or maybe even something a little grittier for like a rock vocal or punk rock vocal, something like that. But typically that's just to sort of level things out, bring up the airiness, the breathiness of that vocal, and also to get it to set on top a lot easier without having to do a lot of automation. So this is an instance where the compressor may or may not come in handy, because with a lead vocal in a song such as this, where it's more of a singer-songwriter, semi-pop, I may not necessarily want a lot of grit on that vocal. So let's see if this can actually compare to sort of the chain that I already have going on now. So before the compressor, we have the Pro channel that's just doing a little bit of EQ and some console emulation. We also have the VX64 vocal strip, which is just doing a little bit of delay on that vocal, some de-essing, companding, and a little bit, just touching a little bit of compression. And likewise, there's some saturation going in and coming out, very, very tiny amount of that. Now, the next thing in the chain is the Soothe 2, which is just taking care of a lot of the sibilance as well as some of the honkiness in the low end. And now we're going to put on the compressor, and let's get it to where it sounds good within the context of the mix. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight an area of the vocal here and just loop that, and we're going to get that dialed in before we actually listen to it in context with the rest of the parts of the song.
Follow the darkness of this present hour is ever moving. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a life and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me. Darkness of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a life and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me.
Wow.
The darkness of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a life and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me.
Okay, so far I am really liking what this is doing to this lead vocal. It actually sounds like it's opened it up more.
Pursuing shallow fame seems so unforgiving. I follow you, you follow me to the depths of depravity. Words hold no weight and there is no gravity.
I'm very impressed. I'm blown away with this, actually. I cannot believe what this is doing to this lead vocal. Let's hear that second verse again in context with the mix.
I'm tired of this numbers game, just to see who's winning. Pursuing shallow fame seems so unforgiving. I follow you, you follow me to the depths of depravity. Words hold no weight and there is no gravity. The sickness that this world is going through,
Wow, okay.
has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm at a loss. This sounds absolutely stinking amazing. Okay, so as a guitarist, I gotta know, what does this sound like on guitars? So I'm going to go down here to the electric lead. As you can see, I've already got the CA2A on there. I'm going to go ahead and add the T-RackS Comprexxor. I think I've just found my new favorite plugin. All right, let's see what we can dial in. Let's actually just use one of their, let's see, funk guitar sample, gentle acoustic guitar, spank guitar clean chords. You know what? Let's just start with that and we can go from there. That's why I love presets. It's just a good starting point. You don't have to go with it. You don't have to stick with it, but it's a good starting point. So let's solo these electric leads out. Let's see what we can do with this bad boy.
filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me.
Wow.
I'm tired of this numbers game, just to see who's winning. Pursuing shallow fame seems so unforgiving.
Okay, now let's hear it on acoustic guitar, because this is one of the elements where I feel like, yet again, it's another reason why I would love to get a real distressor. I've heard it on acoustic guitar before, and it sounds absolutely amazing when it's not overdone. So let's hear what it sounds like. We'll just use gentle acoustic guitar here as a preset, kind of go from there. So for this, I'm going to turn off the classic clipper and the Drummer S73, so we're not getting any kind of anything from that. We'll leave the Soothe 2 on there. And then let's see where we can go from here. Okay, so this is without. Slowly blend this back in. Let's hear that in context with the mix, because that sound in and of itself sounds absolutely amazing.
The darkness of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a light and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me.
So I have here on the master bus the T-RackS 1. This is going to be the test of all tests to see how this is going to sound on an entire mix. Now, typically speaking, I love using the T-RackS 1, so I don't know that it's going to actually replace it, but it might at least accentuate it. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bypass the T-RackS 1 now, and let's throw on the compressor on the master bus. I'm going to go ahead and leave on the Drummer S73 before that, as that's doing a lot of the cleanup of the low end. I'm just going to use the preset the start, and we'll just go from there. Now, typically speaking, I'm going to want to do a fast attack, fast release, or medium release here on something like a full mix. And I'm just going to do like a 3-to-1 just to start out with. Let's go ahead and give this thing a listen.
Of this present hour is ever looming. The pressure to perform is all-consuming. We bare our souls just to get a light and filter out these scars inside. Remember to subscribe and follow me. Tired of this numbers game, just to see who's winning. Pursuing shallow fame seems so unforgiving. I follow you, you follow me to the depths of depravity. Words hold no weight and there is no gravity. The sickness of this world is going going through has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing left to give, and then you act as if I have never lived. I think it's finally time that I peel back this curtain. Can you handle the big reveal, though I'm quite uncertain? Maybe if I give enough, somehow I can buy your love, burning my candle at both ends. And I'm wearing the sickness that this world is going through. Wow. Has opened up my eyes to see the truth. And when you find that I have nothing left to give, and then you act as if I have never lived, but I'm alive. I'm still alive. Whoa. Talk is cheap, so give me change. That's all I'll need to make this whole. The burden of what you say won't be enough to make me fall before the eye.
So definitely what I'm hearing is this thing is really adding some glue, as they call it, to the mix. And it's not overpowering it. It's actually doing it in such a way to where it feels natural. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know what kind of wizardry they're cooking up over there at IK Multimedia, but man, kudos to you guys. You've done an amazing job with this plugin. I can't wait to use it on every single mix. It's going to be included, I'm sure, in my plugins I use on every mix video that's going to be released soon. Alright guys, so that's it for my overview of the T-RackS Comprexxor. Man alive, it's an awesome plugin. If you'd like to get your hands on it, please use the link that's included in the description of this video, and at no extra cost to you, I'll receive a small commission for leading you to the product. By the way, remember that there is a 10,000 subscriber giveaway that's going on. Link will be in the description of this video as well. If you want to get your hands on the T-RackS 1 mastering compressor, this will be a great way to do it, and possibly even for free. Until next time, guys, remember that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more.